Are you running from your past and you just didn't know it? I didn't know it for the longest time. I consider myself a professional student. I'm always researching this and researching that all the time. I'm researching stuff. You know, before the internet, it was a nightmare. Now it's not so bad. But the fact is, I finally opened my eyes to what was really going on in my life. I had no idea. It's not something that a lot of people want to look at. How many people do you know who are successful medical doctors, mental health doctors, other professionals, who just drop out of that field in a lot of ways and go to the poorest part of town to work with the most degenerate people possible, who he picks up out of the street or has somebody help him, carries them into a hospital bed, and interviews them. Can you imagine? That's what Gabor Mate has done for, I believe it's the last 30 years of his life. He is now living in Canada and retired. I believe he's 82. He's my hero. He's absolutely my hero. I had a really abusive and weird, very, very strange childhood. I wasn't in a cult, but I was isolated from anybody but my mother and father most of the time. It was very, very strange. I didn't have contact with grandparents on either side. Saw one set of grandmother, the grandfather was already dead, for only 2 days. My cousins, all my cousins and aunts and uncles on that side, 2 days. Or actually not that long, some of them for just 10 minutes. Hi, this is your Uncle so-and-so. I was moved every month. Yeah, for 2 years I was moved every month. 7 schools in one school year in 9 months. And beaten a lot. Anyway, this isn't about me, this is about you. But it's about me that I understand what you need, or may need, may not. It's up to you. You get to choose. I've decided now at my advanced age, I'll be 80 at my next birthday, that I am going to share everything I know as truthfully as I possibly can. I mean it, everything. All the things I've not told anybody else, I'm telling people now. Because it's time. It's time to take whatever I know and share it. Why? Because my parents didn't tell me anything. That's how come I was raped at age 15. I know nothing. And there's so many, 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 many things I wish I had an answer to that I never had an answer to. And I want you to be in that position. I want you to know the truth as I saw it, or as I've figured it out so far, or as people like Gabor Mate and other experts that I've read have shared with me. I just want to give you that option. It's only just one person's opinion based on what I've read and what I've seen and what I've experienced. But I want you to have it. So you can decide whether it applies to you or not. And I want to know, are you running from your past? Or do you even know you're running from your past? Are drugs and alcohol an issue in your life? Do you need to recover? Do you want to recover? It's a waste of my time and yours if you don't want to recover. So don't even bother. If you don't want to recover, just get off. But if you want to recover, then listen to me. Listen to what I have to say. Because I have a lot to say. What I have to say is, from the time you're born, little babe in arms, until you're about 5 years old, your entire world is the house you live in. Unless you have grandparents that are taking you away, and cousins that are taking you away, and aunts and uncles and so forth. Otherwise, your world is the home you live in. That's the only reality you have until you start to school. And even then, at age 4 or 5, you're not asking the right questions of your roommates. You're laughing over a book you're looking at, or a toy, or a responsibility, or something the teacher wants you to do. Write down your name, maybe learn how to spell your name, whatever it is. The point is, are you running from that childhood? Is that why you have an addiction that you want to get rid of? That's what I'm here for, to help you, if that's what you want. If you don't want to get rid of the addiction, then don't bother, just leave. Because I'm not going to try to convince you. That's not my job. Mell Gibbons, I just read her book. Let them, and so I let them, which would be you, alone if you don't want recovery. I'm going to leave you alone. Same way with Gabor Mate. He didn't ever tell people to stop. He just wanted to interview them. Wanted to find out what made him tick. If they wanted help, he gave it to them, or got them help. But if they didn't want help, he didn't bother. He didn't mess with them in any way. He just asked them questions. Is this what you want? Do you want to continue like this? Do you feel good about the way what's going on? But he would also ask other questions. What was your dad like? What was your mom like? What was your home life like? Because he knew from his research that that little world that was the walls of your house was how you perceived the entire world into adult years. And I was so happy to read that. Oh man, oh, I married drunks, and then I married drunks, and then I married drunks. They were functioning alcoholics. But my mother was an alcoholic. So why wouldn't I marry what I know? I thought that's what people were. People who weren't alcoholics acted weird. I didn't know what they wanted, or who they were, or what was going on. But it didn't take long before it became clear that the marriage wasn't a marriage made in heaven. And either he would leave or I would leave. It would be sad and hard on the kids. Oh man, I needed answers. I also needed to know that my brain wasn't really logical until after 24, after age 24. Well, shoot, 5 years before that, I had my second child. You know, how was I supposed to know? I didn't know. I had no way of knowing. But I know now. I know now that I can forgive myself. That I can say, you know, I got a husband whose dad walked out on him when he was about 2 or 3. When his sister was born, he walked out on him. I think he was 3. So he only knew his mother, who absolutely adored him and his sister. And she was a teacher. Well, she was a librarian. She was a school person, an educator. Kind. He remembers being rocked in a rocking chair. He and his sister both. I never had that experience. His mother read to him. But what he did do is he went to war. And he has PTSD. And I was brought up in the military world. And I have CPTSD, which means for years and years and years I was abused by my parents, and it affected me. And I was moved all over the world, and well, all over the United States at any rate. Later I saw the rest of the world. But it changed me. It changed me a lot, in a lot of different ways. And I became incredibly hooked on nicotine at a very early age. And then later, there were other things. But I need to know if that's your pain being resolved. When you have a drink of alcohol, or you have a smoke, or you have a drug, is it a way to reduce your pain and forget your childhood? And you may not even be thinking of your childhood. You don't think of it. It's so deeply ingrained in you. You don't think about it ever. You don't have to talk about it. It's just in there, way down in your psyche. And it affects what you do, who you're with, why you do what you do. It certainly is why you're looking for a pain relief. And most people look for pain relief in alcohol or drugs. That's where it's at. It's a way to cut off the pain for a short while. But it also causes a lot of problems. And that's why I asked you, do you want to recover? If you do, I have an SKOOL. It's an online program. Allows me to interact with people in meetings, and it's free. I don't charge for it. A lot of the programs do charge, but I don't charge. If you want to donate, you can, because it is managed by a nonprofit and that there are overhead costs. But no, there's no charge. It's up to you. But if you want to stop by, registration is free. Attending meetings is free. Looking at some of the courses is free. There's no charge. But you do have to register. And I do try to keep up with everybody to find out what anybody needs. And if you want the information, it's at the end of the video. Or you can leave me a comment down below, which I'm still having trouble getting all my comments. But that's beside the point. Don't worry about it. If you go to the school, I'll get it. Okay? And it also has my email there, so that's up to you. But I am here if you want to talk about your childhood and why that would affect your adulthood. I'm happy to give you the information I've learned, because that's why I've decided to do this. I don't want to die and lay there on my deathbed and say, God, I wish they'd ask me for the answers before I want. I'm going away and they won't know. No, it's not that. Maybe nobody will ever give me the answers. But I'm offering them to you now. Maybe you want to hear them and maybe you don't. It's up to you. Thank you.